Welcome to the deep dive.
You know, the entrepreneurial dream.
It's powerful, right? It's amazing. I see it, passion. But the reality, long-term success is actually pretty rare for most businesses. Why is that? What really makes the difference between the ones that, thrive and the ones that just fade away? So today we're going to try and cut through some of the hype. We want to distill the essential truths behind lasting business success because honestly, it's often misunderstood. We're looking at insights from the ultimate business strategy, 5 pillars of lasting success, to really uncover these core principles. So forget the whole overnight win thing for a minute or, going viral. Let's break down the actual building blocks. And to help us kind of unravel all this, make sense of the strategies, turn them into actionable steps, we've got an expert guide with us, someone who really knows how to connect these dots. So maybe let's start where things often go wrong. What are some of the biggest myths you see people believing about business success? I bet you listening right now, you probably see this stuff all the time. Social media, conversations about starting a business.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, that's exactly the right place to start. Because those early missteps, they can really set you off course. I'd say the biggest myths, they definitely circle around this idea of instant gratification. The overnight success story, the viral growth narrative. People see a company just poof, appear out of nowhere, it seems, and they think, oh, they got lucky, or wow, they must have some secret marketing hack. And that leads them down this path of chasing fleeting trends, pouring energy into the latest social media craze, or looking for quick fixes. They get convinced success is about some, grand, complex plan or finding a magic shortcut. But the reality, it's usually much more grounded, less glamorous, frankly. It's not about that temporary internet buzz. It's about building real, enduring value.
Okay, but it's easy to just dismiss overnight success. Some companies do seem to grow incredibly fast. How do you tell the difference, between genuine success that maybe just looks fast and something that's just temporary, a flash in the pan? If it's not these viral explosions, what is the real core? What's that foundational thing people keep missing?
That's a really sharp question because, rapid growth can happen, but the key difference is why it's happening and what's actually underneath it supporting it. That fleeting virality, it often comes from novelty, maybe a funny video, a trend. It burns bright, then it's gone. But enduring success, even if it looks fast from the outside, it's always built on something deeper. And it really boils down to 2 things. They're totally linked. Solving a real problem and having a deep understanding of your customer.
Ah, okay.
See, most people, they start with their product, right? Or the cool idea, this is amazing, everyone will want this. They fall in love with their own solution first, before they even really know the problem.
Right.
But the really successful businesses, they flip that completely. They start by finding a genuine pain point, a real struggle out there. They ask, what are people wrestling with? What's frustrating them? What need isn't being met? And then they just relentlessly study the people feeling that pain. If you can truly get inside your customer's world, their needs, their fears, their hopes, the solution almost designs itself. It becomes obvious. That empathy, that insight, that's the bedrock. It's not about having the brilliant idea first. It's about serving a real need first and foremost.
It seems so obvious when you say it like that.
Right.
Focus on the problem, then the product. Why do you think so many people, especially when they're excited about a new idea, skip that vital step?
Well, I think it's human nature, isn't it? We get excited by what we make. We get attached to our own creations, our concepts, and then we kind of go looking for problems that fit our solution instead of letting the problems guide us.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's much harder work, honestly, and it's less immediately satisfying to just step back, observe, and really listen to what the market is struggling with without jumping in with your answer. But that discipline, that focus on the customer's reality first, that's what makes the difference long term.
That insight really does reframe the whole starting point.
Okay, so the source we're digging into today, it breaks this down further, right?
Yeah.
Into 5 key pillars for this ultimate business strategy. Let's dive into those.
Absolutely. And the first pillar flows directly from what we were just talking about. It's a clear customer pain point. You absolutely have to identify a specific, well-defined problem your target audience is actually facing.
Okay, specific.
Right. It's not good enough to say, oh, I help people be happier. What does that even mean? It's way too vague.
Right. Too broad.
Exactly. It needs precision. Think I help small business owners streamline their invoicing, saving them, say, 10 hours a week. That's specific. Precision over generality, always. The clearer you are on the pain, the clearer the path forward.
That makes total sense. But how do you make sure you haven't just fallen for a perceived pain point? Or maybe one that's real, but too small, too niche to build real business on? Good question. That's where validation is absolutely key. And we can talk more about how to do that later. You have to test it. You have to find out actively if the pain is common enough. And crucially, if people would actually pay to make it go away. Don't just assume.
Okay.
And that leads right into the second pillar, a simple, focused solution. Once you know that precise pain point, your solution shouldn't be the sprawling thing that tries to do everything.
Right. Avoid the feature creep.
Exactly. That term feature creep, it's so common. Adding more and more features, thinking that makes it better. Often it just makes it confusing. No, your solution needs to be laser focused. Just solve that one specific problem really, really well. Make it efficient. Make it user friendly. You know, what's interesting here is that sometimes that very simplicity, that can be your biggest advantage, your disruption. Well, think about markets that are just saturated with complex, bloated products. If you come in with something that does one thing perfectly, simply, that clarity is huge for the customer. And it also keeps you agile. You're not bogged down trying to maintain a million features. Many, many successful products started super simple, just nailing that core need.
Like that flashlight app example you mentioned, just turns on the light, does one job perfectly.
Precisely. Those are the kinds of initial wins that build momentum for lasting businesses. Simplicity as a strategic choice, not just a starting point.
Okay, so clarity, focus, even disruptive simplicity. Got it.
Yeah.
What about actually connecting with those customers, getting the word out?
Right. Pillar number 3. A strong brand story. And this is way more than just, a nice logo or a clever tagline. It's about communicating why you even exist. Who are you serving? And how are you solving their specific problem in a way that connects emotionally? Your brand story needs to convey your values, your mission. It's what makes you different. It's how you build that deeper connection, that trust and loyalty that goes beyond just selling something.
Yeah, it's like the soul of the business, the reason behind it all.
Yeah.
Okay, and pillar 4.
Pillar 4 is a smart acquisition strategy, and crucially, not just social media.
Oh, yeah, big one.
Huge one. This is where so many entrepreneurs trip up. They think marketing just means posting on Instagram or trying to get something to go viral.
Right. That's the default now, it seems.
It often is. And look, social media can be part of it, definitely. But a smart strategy means really understanding, where do my ideal customers actually spend their time, online and offline? How can I reach them effectively where they already are? Maybe it's partnerships. Maybe it's email marketing, content, targeted ads. Maybe it's building a community, or even good old-fashioned networking.
Depends on the customer.
Exactly. The point is to be intentional about it and diversified. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially one owned by an algorithm that can change overnight.
So, yeah, basically, go where your customers actually are. Don't just expect them to find you on your favorite platform. Sounds like that deep customer understanding is vital here, too.
Okay.
And the 5th pillar.
The 5th and final pillar, and maybe the one that gets overlooked the most, is consistency plus adaptability.
Okay, consistency and adaptability. They sound a bit like opposites.
They do, don't they? But they're crucial together. See, business is a marathon, right? Not a sprint. You need consistency. You have to consistently deliver on your promise. Consistently improve your solution based on feedback. Consistently engage with your audience. That builds trust.
Reliability.
But at the same time, you have to be incredibly adaptable. The market shifts constantly. Customer needs change. New tech pops up. Competitors react. So being able to pivot when necessary, to learn from feedback, both good and bad, and adjust your strategy, that's absolutely critical for long-term survival, for growth. What's fascinating here is how these two forces, consistency and adaptability, have to work in tandem. Consistency creates the stable platform, the trust. Adaptability keeps you relevant and moving forward. You need both. Without both, staying power is really, really tough.
Wow, those 5 pillars, the clear pain point, simple solution, strong story, smart acquisition, and that consistency adaptability combo that really does create a solid framework, connects so many pieces. And actually, that framework leads perfectly into a question we got from a listener. They asked, okay, I have an idea, but I have absolutely no clue how to grow it. Where do I even start? This feels like where the rubber meets the road, right? Based on everything we've talked about, what's your 3-step action plan for someone right there at that starting point?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. Super common. It captures that leap from just having an idea to actually doing something with it. Okay, my 3-step plan would be this. First, validate your pain point, not just your idea. Forget building anything fancy for a minute. Go talk to people, like at least 20, maybe 30 potential customers.
Okay, talk to them. About what?
Critically, your goal is not to sell them your idea yet. Don't pitch. Your goal is to ask them about their struggles in the area your idea touches on. Just listen. Dig deep into their problem.
Just listen.
Just listen. And as you're listening, you have to constantly ask yourself, is this problem significant? Is the pain real enough, sharp enough, that people would actually pay money to solve it?
The willingness to pay test.
Exactly. That is the absolute first step. And it's harder than it sounds because you have to resist the urge to talk about your amazing solution. Just focus on their pain.
Got it. Step 1, validate the pain.
What's
Felt
two?
it.
Step 2, define your minimum viable solution, or MVS. Based only on the pain point you just validated, figure out the absolute simplest version of your product or service that delivers the core value, solves that main problem.
Minimum viable solution.
Keyword, minimum. This isn't your grand vision product with all the bells and whistles, not yet. It's the bare minimum needed to solve that one specific problem you confirmed people have and solve it efficiently. Laser focus.
Avoid the feature creep again, even at this early stage.
Especially at this stage. Okay, step 3. Identify your first 10 target customers and how to reach them.
Just 10.
Just 10 to start. Don't try to reach the whole world right away. Think. Who are the absolute earliest adopters likely to be? The people feeling that specific pain the most intensely, the ones most likely to try something new.
Okay, find the super users. Almost.
Kind of, yeah. Where do those specific people hang out? Online? Offline? What communities are they in? Then develop a direct, targeted strategy to reach just those first 10. Offer them your MVS. Get their honest feedback. Treat them like co-creators almost. Learn everything you can from those first few interactions before you even think about scaling up.
Wow. Start small, validate everything, build with precision. It sounds almost counterintuitive to the go big or go home mentality sometimes, but incredibly practical. It really demystifies that whole growth process, breaking it down like that, resisting that urge to build the empire on day one, staying disciplined. That feels like the hard part.
It often is. Discipline is key.
Before we wrap this up, I know you have something you call your golden rule for business strategy. Can you share that with us?
I do, yeah. It's pretty simple, but I think it captures the essence of everything we've discussed today. That disciplined foundational approach. My golden rule is this. Your strategy should be boring. Your execution should be legendary.
Your strategy should be boring. Your execution should be legendary. Huh. I like that. It really does nail it, doesn't it? It shifts the focus away from just like clever theories and puts it squarely on the diligent, consistent, impactful doing. This has been incredibly valuable. Seriously, thank you for breaking down these complex ideas in such clear, actionable insights. Really helpful. And for you listening, the big takeaway, maybe it's this. Don't chase the flashy stuff. Chase the foundational things. Focus on those real problems, the simple solutions, and that consistent, legendary execution. So here's something to think about. How might shifting your focus, maybe away from chasing the next viral hit and towards building on these foundational principles, how might that change your approach to your next big idea or even your current project? If you can apply these principles, really internalize them, your business won't just be about surviving, it'll be positioned to truly thrive. That's all for today's deep dive. Join us next time as we continue to unlock the secrets to success. Until then, keep building, keep learning, and keep thriving.